Welcome to Gray Overload, and let's talk a little bit about different tech topics today. Doing something a little bit different. We'll see how I like it. But let's start off with one that is really interesting to me, which is the 9800X3D. Another Redditor posted a burnt CPU, and he was watching a TV series. So this was on an ASRock Nova X870E motherboard, and with the 9800X3D, and it looks like it burnt an area there. I hope that we get some information about this. I don't know if Gamers Nexus is going to get a hold of this board or another YouTuber, or if it's going to go back to AMD or ASRock and they're going to have a statement. But I think that they should have a statement if it goes back to the manufacturers. Just to be transparent, right? If the manufacturer is going to listen, the one thing I like to see, and I think all customers like to see, is that you come out with your product, right? And if there's a problem with it, at least say, there's a product, we're investigating it. Once the investigation's done, go through and give us that result of the investigation and steps that you plan on doing to help prevent this in the future if it's something preventable, right? It could be an anomaly and you have to spend a little bit of time figuring it out. those are those are bugs and problems that you don't like to see, but sometimes they happen. And what it does is say, it's hard to identify. We're still working through it, and what hopefully we'll be able to learn if there's another case like this, we can identify something to be able to prevent this in the future. These are sort of things that you always have to work through, and sometimes problem solving a bug like this, which is catastrophic to the user. And I hope that AMD and ASRock take care of this user, get an RMA out at the very least, and get that all solved for them as quickly as possible. But that's the one thing where the company needs to be upfront, be honest, and get that information out to the consumer. It builds just a basic level of trust. I think that this is the basic level of trust that it should be between the customer and the company for all companies across the board. But as we've seen very much, this is not the case. So we'll see where it goes from here. But that's one thing. Just talked about that video one, which is exploding here. But this one, you got to talk about it too, because there could be problems down the line with other stuff, and just getting the information out is good. But since this process has been out for what, almost a year now, or no, 6 months, 7 months, someplace in there. It's been sold out everywhere, so there's been a lot being sold, and at least there's been a good amount of users not having problems, right? That's the good side. So these look a little more like anomalies than, the common between everybody. So hopefully they get solved soon. Jumping over to the next problem, which is continuation of my last video, which is the 5090 cables melting, or the connector melting. This is all just a whole mess right now. If you watched Bill Zoid's video, actually hardcore overclocking, you saw a lot about that. DeBauer had another video out today talking about some of this, and this right now, you start looking at it, there's been now reports on the 5080 melting, and then the 5090, more 5090 cards that have been melting as well. This is more than just something now, right? We're starting to get into what we have to dive into what's actually going on, and it's more of an Nvidia problem, I think, than it is just overall of a user error. I don't think at this point, I don't think users should be continually getting the blame. You had an opportunity to fix this, right, and just leave it at that 4090 series, which then you could have said, yeah, it was associated with user error. But now, between the circuitry changes from that 3090 Founders Edition to the 3090 Founders Editions to the 4090 and now 5090, and if you go through Bill Zoid's video, as he goes through some of the circuitry differences, you can see where there may potentially be issues. And Asus has done a pretty good job on their circuitry to kind of put those resistors in line to detect the issue with their software. So hopefully you can prevent an issue like this. But it's interesting. I was watching DeBauer's video this morning, then Jace 2 Cents also had a video on it. Highly recommend you go take a look at those videos as well. But the just differences that people are looking at and trying to come up with, because one thing we want is answers, right? If you're spending, let's just say, MSRP on these cards, if not more, right? If you're paying MSRP, that's a lot of money to lay down for one of these cards, and then you have it melt. That's not a fun experience. And this is where I wish I heard a little bit more from Nvidia. I haven't really seen anything from them of them addressing this, trying to get on top of it. Even if it is, we are investigating this heavily, and we need to. We're going to try to make sure that this is solved. This is not acceptable, and we want our products to be outstanding for any customer that buys them. Something like that, Nvidia. It's been kind of a disappointing on that front that we haven't heard anything. So hopefully, Nvidia is able to get that, get a message out there, because it is disappointing, right? People, we've had comments already from Mod DIY on its cable. So they've already came out with and addressed some of the stuff there, which is good, right? We don't want another cable mod scenario. So this is something that needs to be taken care of and taken seriously. So we'll see as this continues what transpires. But right now it's not looking so great throughout. I wish that there was more on this, and wish that companies were taking this more seriously. And so far, that is not the case. So let's continue on here. We got a few reports that AMD's new 9700 XT, the Red Devil, Power Color's Red Devil packaging is out. And this is also video cards, so all these ones were from video cards. Going through today and yesterday and this last week. But that 9700 XT, they said 900 watts. I thought AMD was kind of going for that sweet spot of efficiency and performance, but who knows? Maybe we are not getting. We shall see. We got a few or 2 weeks, right, until announcement. I think they said the 28th. I thought they confirmed it. Thought I saw, yep, AMD is going to unveil it on the 28th, so that is exciting. I like to see that. So we'll see where they say it lines up, and then we got released in March. The 50 series on that topic, well, we're hearing with graphics cards. I think the 5070 and Ti now are delayed a little bit to closer to the AMD's launch, because on Nvidia's site they did say February launch. Now that's pushed into March. Who knows why that is? I could speculate, but no reason to speculate on this. Let's just wait till they come out. Let's see the performance, and let's see how they perform against each other. I really hope that AMD, they keep saying it's going to be 7800, the equivalent, which the Radeon 7800, not the 7800 X3D, but in value. So you're going to have the performance to value. That was a very well priced card overall. I think if AMD hits that with the 9070, which I think that'll be then something people want to gravitate towards, get a nice mid-range in there, put it in that $500 range, depending upon how they split that up. I think it would be great for gamers to have a performance card. If they increase ray tracing and give the value to performance, that should be really good value. And if you're in the market for one of these cards, I think if AMD is able to knock it out of the park with the price, performance, and even power, the 900 watts always gets me a little concerned. But if you hit those things, I think people will be interested in it. I think people really want. I mean, look at how much they went over just Intel Arc GPUs when they were priced at that $250 mark. People are really looking for something with good value to price ratio right now, and maybe AMD can finally hit it home with this. We'll see, but that would be. I like to see that, right? I like to see something from them to actually have that. So we'll see where we end up with, but that's there as well. Let's talk a little bit about. I was looking this morning. There's a WCCF Tech, and the Ubisoft CEO. He's planning on focusing open world, games, which it sounds like more like open world, expandable open world with online gaming, which if that's going to make you money and stay in business, seems to be really, really like a good move. I have a good friend that's into open world games. I don't know if he would play an open world online game, purely online. I don't know if he likes a lot of the single player stuff. So I don't know if he'd do that. Granted, he just bought a nice 34 or 32 inch 4K OLED MSI UX 322 or what something 322 URX, something like that. A little bit jealous, a little bit. I do not have an OLED yet, so he's going to be getting that here soon. But you know, these are things where I like to see games come out, and I like to see them, you know, have continue to fill out their lineup, continue to fill out and deliver games that people are wanting and will want to play, right? Sustainable for these, you know, they're artworks to me, and they deliver a lot for the users to be able to enjoy a game, go and have some entertainment, and just be able to sit down and relax. I think that's important in there. We even see Elon Musk, right? He's a pretty big gamer when he's, you know, not working, it seems like, you know, especially what he's talked with and his streaming stuff he's done. And it just goes to show that sometimes you want to go and, you know, absorb yourself in some of these artworks, which I consider them artworks. I consider them, you know, I really like them when I get the chance to play them, and hopefully that they're still delivering on this. You know, I think Borderlands 4 was announced with a release date too, and I'm blanking on that. I think it's like late Q3, Q4, someplace in there. Excited for that too. I've played some Borderlands. I've really enjoyed it, and so we'll see how all these games come out. But I'm going to keep it there around. I'm trying to keep it around like 10 minutes to do a quick rundown here of stuff and give you my thoughts on things, on different stuff. But we'll see. We'll see what I call this. I don't know. I could use a, you know, nickname for me and do like Tony uh, Tech Topics. I don't know. Tech Topics Tony, something like that. I don't know. We'll do a little rundown. Give me your thoughts on what you suggest in the comments below. Anything else you see, maybe next week we'll cover something else like that. You know, there's a lot of rumors going around. Something, you know, basically like this, I could do rumors a little less focused on something and do a quick little rundown. And maybe that'll free me up to do some more deep dives. I want to get this cooler. I got the Ice Giant, which is right there. I got that Ice Giant cooler that I put on this Threadripper. What I want to do is actually turn off the fans and just see how well it performs with no fans using that cooler as well. Get that out. I've been wanting to do that for a while, way too long, and so hopefully it'll free me up with a little bit of time here. And that's what I kind of want to do, deliver some more stuff, some more deep dives in some different tech stuff, and get some more builds out too. That's one thing I want to do this year as well. Maybe some live stuff. We'll see. Leave it in here and leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, helping Gravelode grow. I really do appreciate it. All the views and comments really does help out the channel. Don't forget to watch another one of my videos because that also does help. Hit the bell, like, subscribe. I don't know. People say it in different orders. I guess I'm saying it in different order everybody else as well. Thank you so much. And until next time, God bless.